Hi guys, it's Nancy Paper Moon Tarot, and I wanted to come to you with a quick walkthrough of the Awakening Tarot by Monica Bodirsky, who's the creator of the Shadowland Tarot, which I know a lot of us love. And when I saw this as an upcoming deck, I was like, well, it's Monica Bodirsky, of course I want it. So I put in for a pre-order with Schiffer, and I checked the other day. It was supposed to come out end of February. I checked the other day, and it said end of March. So I was like, okay, well, it's been put off. I think I'm gonna ask if I can cancel it, because was it going to be one of these things where they push it off and push it off, because I hadn't seen anyone do a preview of it. And it's always kind of like, why didn't anyone get a preview deck? It's just going to take forever to come out. So I kind of emailed them and said, maybe I could cancel this because it's coming out way later. And she said, no, yours is in the mail and you'll get it tomorrow. And today is tomorrow. And I was like, okay, I guess the March 31st date now that's being given on Schiffer is if you didn't pre-order. So anyway, it is February 22nd, and I just got my deck, and I wanted to share it with you guys. Again, I haven't seen a lot of coverage of it, so I wanted to get this out there in case you're curious about the deck. And, you know, spoiler alert, I absolutely love it. It's an amazing deck. So let's kind of get into it. It's very different than Shadowland, just so you know. Don't expect it to be the cutesy monster characters from Shadowland. Different art. I will say the guidebook is amazing, and in a similar way that the Shadowland guidebook is amazing, in the little bit I've been able to get into since I got the deck this afternoon. So this is the Awakening Tarot, Monica Bodirsky, an elemental approach. So she's looking at things from the elements. You can look at this if you want to pause, inspired by earth-based spirituality and elemental guides and so on and so forth. Very nice box. Not huge, but it fits the guidebook. Let me move this so I don't knock my camera. And it's a, you know, perfectly nice hard box with a magnetic closure. So that's the box. The guidebook, and I will get to the cards shortly. The guidebook, it's really chunky. It's how long is it? There's 287 pages. Really nicely designed guidebook. It's got color tabs in here for the different elements, the different suits and the majors and so forth. And it's just really well done. And again, just like Shadowland Tarot, it's got really good coverage of everything with advice and reflection questions and images of the cards and so forth. So that's the guidebook. Highly recommend it, even though I haven't had a chance to read it all. So let's get into the deck. And the cardstock is very flexible, bit thin, but you can tell it's good cardstock. It's good quality. It's not linen. It's not super shiny, kind of satiny, if that makes sense. You can tell it's not matte, let's put it that way, but it's not glossy either. So it's fine. So let's take a look at the cards. This reminds me totally of the Carnival at the End of the World Tarot. For those of you who know that, and maybe I'll put an insert up here of a card or two from there so you can compare them. Again, if you know Shadowland with the little cartoony monstery characters, this is nothing like it. The art is great. It has a little sort of internal border, a lot of white space, which I think is kind of nice. You've got the names of the majors very much renamed. but they're pretty easy to figure out. 0, the seeker, is the Fool, and the Fool has a camera for a head. The next one is the manifestation. Number 1 is the Magician. And you can see all the elements up here. You can see a light bulb for one arm and sort of an alchemical flask in the other, and a tree, and, you know, all elements of fire and water going on. If you're not into this kind of quirky deck, you may not like it, but I absolutely love it. It makes you think, how is this representing this card to me? And it's really clever and really well done. Okay, so this is the Sage, which is the High Priestess. Rainbows shooting out of his or her, I'm not sure, hands. The Triple Moon, etc. And this is a quick flip through. I just wanted to introduce this to you guys. I can go into more detail at a later date. Okay, there is Abundance, which is the Empress. And she has a cornucopia for a head, and tree roots for her feet, and a sheaf of wheat for an arm, and apples and things flying off of her body. And I just think it's really cool. The Emperor is the green being, a tree, a stable, secure, tough tree. That's the Emperor. The Seer, which is the Hierophant. Not exactly what way I think of the Hierophant, but okay. It reminds me of the High Priestess, actually. I think of the Hierophant as being more traditional learning, more robes and that kind of thing. But, you know, I need to live with it and see the burnt down candles and that kind of thing. What does that mean? So that's the Hierophant. I love 6, Intimacy, which is the Lovers. We don't need 3 different versions of it. Those are just 2 beings who care for each other, sitting on a tree, looking at the moon. I love that. Okay, the Chariot is Balance. Again, a lot of renaming in the majors particularly, not so much in the minors. And there's the Chariot with a beehive. Strength, Fortitude, number 8. Contemplation, this is our Hermit, number 9, with the lantern as his head, or her head, I don't know which it is, doesn't matter so much in this deck. I love it. The Hermit is a lantern. Okay, and if I get any of these wrong, let me know, but 10, I believe, is the Wheel of Fortune. And I always think of a web as being circular when you see one out in nature. And there's a certain deception in that spider and in destiny, I think. Integrity is Justice. There's an owl with water and fire in balance. Again, I don't think it's hard to understand, you know, perspective is the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man has birds hanging from their head. Little moon up here. Almost like a cityscape on the head. But again, I don't think these, when you have the numbers and you have names like Release for Death, it's pretty easy to figure out that that's death. I love the art. I love the way you need to kind of think about, how is this showing me this? Transformation is Temperance. You've got water and fire and a wing, and it looks like trees on the head. and mushrooms growing out of the leg. It's transformation for temperance. And again, I need to look at the book and think about some of these things, but they're interesting. That's what I love. Servitude. Here's our devil. And our devil has a computer screen and electricity plugs and a satellite and a mouse and industrial towers emitting smoke. So that's our devil. Makes sense to me. The tower. I love this tower. It's when your head is sort of, blown by some change, some drastic something. It's not some tower, it's your mind is blown by something changing. Epiphany is the title of that card. Aspiration is the star. '18 is cycles. It's the sun with a lobster claw, or I don't know. 19. Oh, I'm sorry. That was the moon. Apologies. Cycles is the moon. That makes sense. And well-being is the sun. Awakening is judgment. And the cosmos is the world. Okay, let's move on and go a little more quickly. The Ace of Cups, Ace of Water, Two of Cups, Three of Cups, Three of Water, three hands holding up the cup with a child in it. It's just fascinating. Four of Water. It's totally the apathy or the stability of the Four of Cups. Five of Water. Broken Cups. Six of Water. I love that, the sand castle on this person's head. It's perfect. Seven of Water. All of the different items are on top of this person's brain. They're on their brain, and they have to decide. Eight of Water. Simple Eight of Cups, walking away. Nine of Water. And the Ten of Water. The Page of Water. He has a fishbowl on top of his head and a crab. The Knight of Cups, Knight of Water. The Queen is called the Artist of Water. And the King is the Visionary of Water. The Ace of Fire, or Wands. The Two of Wands. The Three of Wands. Love it. Sort of a diving helmet, I guess. The Four of Wands, or fire. The Five. The Six. It's got a bug's head. This is so my thing, this deck. It's quirky, it's fun, it's got pretty art. It makes me think about each card in a different way sometimes. The Eight of Fire, Nine of Fire, the bandaged arm, the city on fire, and the Ten of Fire, burnout. Okay, the Page of Fire, the Knight of Fire, like the extinguisher in hand, the Artist being the Queen of Fire, like a furnace that, like, with pottery being like in a kiln being fired, and the Visionary being the King. The Ace of Swords, air. The Two of Air. Three of Air. Interesting. I will need to sit with that one. The Four of Air. But really, these, I think most of the cards make sense from a Rider-Waite-Smith perspective. The imagery reflects that. A few, you're like, let me think about that one. Five of Air. Six. Looking at a map, heading off with a bird. Seven of Air. Eight of Air. Interesting, it's an angel who's trapped in that cage. Nine of Air. Let's see if we, yeah. Ten of Air. If you don't like bugs, you're not going to like those cards. The Page of Air, Page of Page of Swords. The Knight of Swords with a book. The Queen of Swords. And the King of Swords. And finally, the Pentacles, Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of Pentacles. Some of them do not want to, okay, there. 8. 9. All the crystals growing on the head. That's cool. 10. 'There's the Page. The Knight. The Queen. visionary. So that is the deck, and I love it. It will not be everyone's cup of tea. It's quirky, it's unusual, it's very simple. I mean, the cards are not busy at all. They're simple art, but very nice art. So I'd love to hear what you guys think of it. Are you getting it? Have you gotten it? So let me know. And thanks for visiting The Awakening Tarot, Monica Bodirsky. Take care. Bye.